We're here in the English department at SIUC, and I am so excited to have Kiana Fitzgerald presenting on music criticism and the digital humanities. Kiana's presentation blends her expertise as a music critic, a DJ, and a digital humanist. She's also written for numerous outlets including Rolling Stone, Vibe, The Fader, and Paper Magazine.
I always try to do research ahead of writing about a song, just so I know what I'm walking into. First of all, I made a playlist of the music that artist had already made before. I just wanted to kind of understand exactly where they were coming from, what the foundation that I was working with, and just kind of like who the artist was. In this critique, I didn't rely so much on describing the elements of the music that I heard. I kind of depended on the context of what was going on. You can compare things to other things. It doesn't just have to live in this one space with itself. You can kind of branch out and explore and explain things on a bigger level. I want you to think about keywords that you can use to flesh them out into complete sentences, complete thoughts. I want to play 2 versions of the Thong song, and I want you to write about how they interweave or how they're completely different.
I said the original was a genre lovemaking session with like a very classic, like almost love, like crooning R&B vocals over like violin mixed with like.
And the quote-unquote updated version was directly advertising more poppy and sounded a lot like club music.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, absolutely.
It had like a riffy vibe, like a freestyle vibe to it.
Yes.
Still, you could tell it was like produced and planned in a sense, and it reminded me of Reggie Watts.
Just so you know, the power of the critique, people can read what you write, like it's available just like it is to anybody else.
Like, how should I be online? Like, how should I be interacting with social media? Like, what should I be doing if I want to pursue the career writing, like journalism or criticism?
Yeah, I would say listen to the music that you love and write about it on Twitter. People started to really take notice of my voice when like new albums would drop, and I would just live tweet the album. And people were like, oh, okay, Kiana's got a voice, she has something to say. I would really recommend and advise like very, very heavily that you exist online in whatever capacity you can. Twitter is my medium, and it should be yours in some way, shape, or form.
I was not anticipating playing this. Yeah. I know, I got like a Kiana, thought we'd have a little conversation.
Let's do it.
So how did you get your start in music criticism?
I actually had a somewhat easy start compared to most critics. I graduated with my master's in new media and mass communication in 2013, and I was able to apply for an internship with NPR Music shortly after. And I parlayed that internship into a full-time position in the company, but there were always positions that were not music related: programming, podcasting, ombudsman work. And the good thing was I was able to write about music over time. So that's kind of how I was able to build my voice, build my craft, and start focusing in on being a critic. And ever since then, I've just been focusing on that.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
I'm wondering, how do you see your work as being a blend of like the literary arts and the digital humanities?
So when I got my start at NPR Music, I was able to start learning how to really think critically about the music in an artistic way. And once I progressed throughout my career and ended up at Complex Music, I was able to use my own voice and really use my experiences as a Black woman, as a human being, as just a music advocate, a music lover, just able to kind of intertwine those two things and become really an expert at really thinking about music in a critical way, in an artistic way, and then also coming at it from an angle of a humanistic perspective.
So I imagine podcasting and DJing are great extensions of your creativity.
Yeah. So podcasting and DJing are amazing extensions of my creativity because I'm able to use podcasting as a way to reach out to people with my own voice, with my production skills, with my engineering skills, and also using the DJing to reach out to people through the love that I have for music and just being able to share with people the things that I adore in a digital space.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So my final question, What advice would you give to aspiring music critics?
The advice I would give to aspiring critics is please give voice to the voiceless. And by that I mean advocate for, write about, listen to artists who are up and coming, listen to people who don't quite have that platform yet, because those artists are the ones who are going to build the future. We can have artists like Kendrick Lamar and Beyonce, we can all write about them, but it really comes down to who are the artists that are shaping the music that we love and that we grow with.
Well, thank you so much. We've been talking to Kiana Fitzgerald, visiting music critic and digital humanist. We're so excited to have guests like Kiana talking to us about these new and exciting ways to express ourselves. If you come to SIUC, this is what you can expect to learn about: the digital humanities and literature rolled into one.